The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Oldham High School's basketball starts now.
Live from Buckner, good afternoon. Matinee basketball here. The Ronald McDonald Classic, DeSales and Oldham County live from Oldham County High School. I'm Chris LaBar along with Coach Gary Forrest. Gary, a little nostalgia here. This is a series that started way back when you were head coach.
Very much so, and it's the only one like it in the United States, is my understanding. There used to be a couple on the West Coast, and they no longer are playing those games. So as far as I know, this is the one and only one left in the United States. Goes to a great cause, the Ronald McDonald House, which helps supplement families of those children that are in hospitals, usually long-term stay and stuff. Becomes very expensive, and it gives them a place to stay and eat. And that's the parents, the family, while the children are in the hospital.
We talked about this matchup earlier this week. DeSales 11-12, under 500. Oldham County 16-7, but we expect a close ball game.
Very much so. Oldham's record, you look at it and says, that's very good. And then you look at DeSales, you see, well, they're just a tad under 500, but people don't realize the schedule they play in Louisville. And Coach Damon Anderson, they play a really tough schedule. And this year, the way it's fallen, they're in maybe the toughest district in the state. Teams that normally are real average, all of a sudden they're good this year.
Yeah, DeSales playing last night, actually a narrow win at St. X, 53-50. They've got losses. You peel back the onion, lose by 1 at PRP, at Western by 3, in Fern Creek in 3 overtimes, 3 of the top 30 teams in Kentucky. Very
much so. And, I think they've played Mail twice, and he told me just earlier tonight when we were talking, they picked up Ballard for next week. They had a hole in their schedule last week of the season, and he wanted to play a tough competitor, and I said, well, I think he chose one.
So Oldham County, the home team, they're 16-7, and you saw them Thursday on senior night versus Gallatin, a nice, sizable win. What did you learn on Thursday?
Well, the scary thing about games toward the end of the year, they're always interrupted by things, senior night, homecoming, whoever, somebody gives away a car, you name it, all those. And kids, they get out of their regiment. And as a result of that, it makes it really kind of tough, for senior night. He started 4 kids that are seniors that don't generally play a lot. And that just kind of throws everything out of kilter and stuff. And I was surprised how they weathered that and beat a Gallatin program. Even though they're a small school, they're always good. And after watching them, I think it's one of the better teams they've had in a while. And Oldham played really well, the most points they've scored all year.
Yeah, this Colonel program lost so much attrition in the offseason and last season to graduation, but yet they're in the top 3 in the RPI in the 8th region, a group reloading and in position perhaps to advance deep in the 8th region tournament. Damian Anderson is coach of DeSales. He will chat with our Gary Forrest. Those pregame comments on the other side of this pause from Glycod.com.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Thompson Heating and Cooling in LaGrange. For trusted, on-time service, call Thompson at 502-817-3105. Thompson, making people comfortable. ThompsonHeating.net.
Damian Anderson, Gary, in his fourth season of coach at DeSales, Australian native and some experience playing professionally. Coach Anderson, just summarize your conversation with him, Coach.
Naturally, the tape doesn't work. Damon's been here for 4 years now, and at DeSales, he's done a good job. Brought in an emphasis of new blood, if you will. He first at Bellarmine, and then he coached Aspire Academy. That's where he got connected with DeSales. And 4 years ago, he took the job over to DeSales, and they've been very competitive. For people that aren't aware, it's a private parochial school in southern part of Louisville, over around Iroquois Park area. And they're sort of the answer to the St. X and the Trinities in the other parts of Louisville.
3 double-figure scores for DeSales, including a familiar name, former North Oldham player Rico Carcole.
Yeah, very much so. Carcole, been down at North Oldham the last couple years. A very good shooter. Kind of got his name for that, and this summer transferred over. I've got a couple young men out of Indiana, and they make up the bulk. They don't have a great bench, so they'll play about 6 kids tonight, and if they have to go any deeper, that usually means things aren't going well, foul trouble, or things of whatnot. They play one of the more competitive schedules of all of Kentucky, and they play in one of the most competitive districts this year, for whatever the case. Pleasure Ridge is always strong, but Western the last 2 years has been really good. Went to the regional finals last year in the 6th region. So they really have their work cut out, and you know, he picked up Ballard for next week as a pickup game, so it's not like they're playing the Sisters of the Poor.
Well, they're clearly gearing up for a postseason run. You feel like they're very challenged and ready for a deep run.
Very much so. Damon knows how to coach, and he understands the things you have to do to be successful.
68 points per 70 points defensively. And you look at Oldham, as we'll talk about the Colonels momentarily. This Oldham defense much more strong at 57 a game, and DeSales leaky 69, perhaps one of the differences today.
Well, maybe so, but once again, not to take anything away from DeSales, they're playing people like Mayo twice in the year and the Ballards. Those teams are going to score some points.
Keys to the game presented by Robert Lane for Sheriff. We'll have that for you on the other side of this pause from Glycod.com.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. We'll take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Back at Oldham County High School in Buckner, 15 minutes plus ahead of tip between DeSales and Oldham County. Chris LaBar back live with Gary Forrest. Jacobian Gauss is our camera operator. Will Harper will join us momentarily. Now let's talk about keys in this matchup, Coach. And for DeSales, certainly perhaps the aggressor, as we talked earlier.
Very much so. One of the things I've got written down, they're tough, they're aggressive, they're battle-tested from having played such a solid schedule. You know, if you're Oldham, one of the things you want to try to do is pressure them, but it hasn't always been that way this year for Oldham. This is a different Oldham team. They're bigger than usual, and sometimes that's maybe hurt their press a little bit. So one of the things Oldham's going to have to do, key-wise, is use what they have. And what they do have as an advantage over DeSales is size. You know, with 6'5", 6'7", 6'8" inside, that's going to be their strength. So if their inside game can get going, that's going to be good. And on the other hand, they're going to have to defend DeSales because they are very good shooters.
One of the things I think also significant today, Max Green, his development now, latter part of his sophomore season. How much has he grown since the fall?
Well, since I've seen him at the beginning of the year, his better games are becoming closer and closer together, and that shows improvement. And the big key for him is handling the ball and making decisions and make his teammates better. And we're seeing more and more of that as this season winds down.
Green averaging 14, second leading Colonel score, 37 points, season high for the sophomore versus Central. So he's certainly the proclivity to score in bushels, and he will be the focus of the conversation next. Koiser Husen will chat with our Gary Forrest. That conversation next on Glycod.com.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. We'll take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by Stinnett Plumbing. Reliable, friendly, trusted. Phone 502-690-3070 or go online to StinnettPlumbing.com.
Charity game, which Oldham County matches up. DeSales, a very competitive program out of Louisville. Coach, we're getting down to the short days of the season. Your schedule is really bottom loaded. You know, a lot of coaches will go out the soft way. You're taking the battle-tested way, and a team like DeSales got to help you.
Yeah, we looked at this year's team of the inexperience we had coming in that we wanted to make sure that by the end of the year that we were playing well, and so we knew maybe at the beginning of the year we wouldn't be ready to play some of these teams, and we're testing ourselves now, and with the weather and everything, a couple of them are a week later than it should have been, but we're excited to play teams like DeSales and some of the teams we're playing next week, and ready to really kind of test and see where we are and what we need to fine tune and fix right before the postseason run, hopefully.
Watched against Gallatin the other night, and Gallatin in the olden days, being a smaller school, usually might have one good player and then the rest of them just kind of wanted to play tackle football, but they were a very competitive bunch, and that senior night game is always a tough one. As a coach, I know you're probably sitting on the bench gritting your teeth because your lineups are all different and kids have broken the habits of things they normally do and stuff, but I thought as the game went on, you got back into game shape.
Yeah, there's a lot of distractions and excitement that goes around a senior night game, and we got a chance to put some guys out there that haven't played a lot of minutes but have been coming to practice and working hard, and so you do get some funny lineups and guys in some positions maybe they're not quite used to, but I thought we played with energy the whole night. Our execution wasn't great all the time, especially defensively, but the energy, and that's what we talked about after the game, carried us through, and I think it was our season high in points, and lots of guys scoring, and just lots of guys excited. And so, it's good to have a game like that and to have some fun with it, and get a chance to reward some of the guys that are working but maybe don't get the limelight as much as others.
Well, it was a great time seeing those kids rewarded for their efforts and stuff, and that's got to be something they'll treasure for a long time. Let's talk about tonight's opponent that you played, DeSales. Very talented, Coach. A little bit about them.
Yeah, you look at their record, and somebody might not say much about them, but you look at who they played and how they played them. They've been right there in every single game, and they've got some really good wins on their record, and they're a really good team. They're not real deep. They play 7, maybe 8 guys, maybe, but the top 6 can play. They've got some size. They're physical. They rebound the ball very well. They pass the ball very well, and they've got some guys that are knockdown shooters, and so they've got the pieces to be very good. And we just got to make sure that we're executing, doing our job, following scout report, and hopefully our depth can wear them out a little bit and get them up and down some. But they're very, very dangerous and very, very skilled and good team.
We heard it from Coach Coy Zerhusen, where tonight the Colonels, getting down to the last week or so of the season, take on a very formidable foe, DeSales out of Louisville, and probably one of the most talented districts in all of the state. So records can be deceiving. So this is Gary Forrest for Glycod.com Sports.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Waterson Trail in Louisville.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate on my insurance.
Do you mean surprisingly great rates from State Farm?
I don't believe in accepting help, but I'll make an exception.
Here's the deal, Russell. There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
Consider us square. I made that from memory. I know your face that well.
For your surprisingly great auto rate, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I started smoking probably around 11 or 12 years old, and then within a couple of years, of course, it's just part of your life. I quit in 2012 on May 2nd, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, in the parking lot of the hospital I was about to get admitted to because my left lung had collapsed. I was in the hospital for over 2 months. And then I was home with a tube coming out of my chest for about 6 weeks after that. And that's when I was diagnosed with stage 4. And eventually I will probably die from COPD. I had worked in the construction industry. I love to build things. In our old home, it was a fun place. And I built it all with my own hands, the walls, the ceiling, the floors. And that got taken away. We owned a boat, and I had to give it up. I couldn't physically handle it anymore. So we thought, well, let's maybe try to travel a little bit. So we bought a camper, and I had to give that up because I just couldn't, it's physically demanding. So your world just keeps shrinking. When you lay in bed at night, you're by yourself, that's when it weighs on you.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Time now for the starting lineups as we welcome you back to Buckner. First for DeSales, coached in year 4 by Damian Anderson. He's 64 and 42 at the helm. Very youthful starting lineup. The seniors are in the backcourt. Carter Bischoff, 6-footer at 15 points a game. And Rico Carr-Cole, 5'10", averaging 14. Sophomore Brady Cummins, a 6'1" sophomore, 9 points. And then the Gibsons up front. Will at 6'5", 16 points and 7 rebounds. And then Crew, 6'7" junior, 12 and 8. Again for DeSales, it's Bischoff, Carr-Cole, Cummins, Gibson, and Gibson. Who stands out there, Gary?
Well, Bischoff right off the hand, but the one we're probably more familiar out here in this area is Rico Carr-Cole, whose last school of residence for the past 3 years had been North Oldham High School. A streaky outside shooter. Bischoff, a little more complete player, will put it on the floor as well as shoot it from the outside. Now for the Colonels, they are 16-7, coached in year 9 by Koiser Husen, 210 and 63 at the helm, winners of 77% of his games. A youthful starting lineup. Sam Powell, 6-foot senior, leads the brigade in scoring at 16 points and 6 rebounds. Max Green, a 6'2" sophomore at 14. Kenton Sleester, 6-foot senior, averages a half dozen. Luke Ambergy, a junior, at 5 points. And Hayden Burgess mans the post, 6'7" senior, 13 and 6. Again for the Colonels, it's Powell, Green, Schleister, Ambergy, and Burgess. And Gary, we've seen Ambergy at times have nice ball games in a limited role.
Ambergy basically is that guy that he's a jack of all trades. You know, one night he may be needed to defend, another night it's to score. You know, and he does a little bit of all of those things fairly well.
This is a series that, at least in recent era, been dominated by the Colonels. Oldham winners 13 of 14, including 12 in a row. And back when I was a student here in the 90s, I recall you would always open up with DeSales.
We did. Tough place to play. Little cracker box gym with bleachers on one side. And the thing I remember the most, they had a 5-piece steel Metallica band they would put right behind our bench. And one night I took a set of headphones and put them on while the band would play. Tough place to play.
Home court advantage at its finest. It's DeSales in Oldham County. Tip in 2 minutes on Glycod.com. We'll be right back.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
From Glycod, it's Oldham High School's basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange. Design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilly. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. And by Lawson Financial. Now to courtside for all the action of Oldham High School's basketball from Glycod.
Back live at Oldham County High School in Buckner. Chris LaBar along with Gary Forrest. Will Harper, our camera operator. Today's producer, DeKevian Gauss. The Colonels being introduced, 16-7, and DeSales 11-12. Great to have you with us here for high school basketball on Glycod. Bozak Smith, one of the three officials today. Trying to get a look at Bozak, former University of Louisville Cardinal, back in the Denny Crum era.
Bozak is reputed to be the tallest official in Kentucky high school basketball.
Great to see him still involved with the game, though, after all those years. And
well, he'd be taller if he had a little more hair on his head.
Post player from Illinois, if I recall correctly, from back in the day.
Crowd favorite.
So Burgess will jump it up against Gibson. Great to have you here on Glycod.com. Colonels and Colts, DeSales, of course, in their road red. And Oldham home wide with blue numerals. And the Colonels bring it across. It's Green. And he'll be shadowed by Carcole. Green cuts underneath. There's Ambergy underneath. Burgess. And Burgess goes to work early.
Burgess starts off where he left off the other night. Probably the best game of the year for him.
2-0. Oldham. Gibson. Nice grab by Carcole. No, he couldn't hang on. And an unforced turnover as Will Gibson shuffles it out of play.
Gibson with that famous look-away pass. He didn't look the correct way.
As Green brings it across, and Powell will nestle it. Cooper Roush, far sideline for Oldham. He got the start today in lieu of Ambergy. And Burgess taps, no. Roush pinballs it away, and here's Carcole out for DeSales as they try to get on the board. Carcole now weaves to Cummins, the sophomore guard. Gibson underneath, through contact for two.
Interesting no call there.
As Powell took the brunt of the blow, and we're deadlocked at a basket early. Ambergy on the sideline as he'll watch Green have it, and Green shuffles, trying to orchestrate against Carcole. Damian Anderson there, the DeSales head coach.
Colonel's in a 2-2-1 full court.
Cummins, the trailer, back to Carcole, and Carcole inside the lane, little 15-footer off the heel, and the rebound gobbled up by Green of Oldham. Green inside the lane, awkward shot in, and Max Green has Oldham up 4-2.
2-2-1 press after made baskets.
Gibson in back court. Around now Cummins, and Drew Gibson, left-hand dribble, trying to bring it across. Just in time, and there's an Oldham foul. It looks like Schleister.
You know, look for Colonels to employ this press just because DeSales doesn't have a really long bench. Looking to get into their legs as the game goes on.
They only average about 8 points a game off their bench. And Carcole, the intended target, and some miscommunication there. Too early unforced turnovers by DeSales. Two minutes gone by as Green will bring it across. Post entry Burgess, he's got two already, and Burgess working on Gibson, and he travels.
Burgess, after a good start, has missed his last shot, and now a turnover. Game plan looks like right now, attack DeSales inside.
See what Gibson can do at the teeth of that press, and now it's Will Gibson far sideline. Carcole into a three. And that's his game.
Yeah, a lot of people would shoot it 2, not Cole. He's going to spot up and let the 3 go.
DeSales by a point. Powell trying to answer, and pesky hands gobbled up by Bischoff. Cole down the hill, and he's got a quick 5.
Well, quick 5 off of turnovers.
Schleister back the other way for Oldham. Shot it with the offhand, would not go in. And here is Brady Cummins out of the fray for DeSales. Levi Gilmore going to come in at the next whistle for Oldham as Cole double teamed, and he'll stop play in a 30-second DeSales timeout.
Well, Coach Anderson forced to call that timeout as they were in a trap situation. The player had picked his dribble up, and bad things happened then.
So Rico Cole with 5 of DeSales' 7. And Oldham going to their bench here as we see the DeSales basket by Gibson. Got them on the board. And back the other way, here's an Oldham answer. It's Max Green for his field goal. Sequoia Zerhusen inside the huddle.
Very animated, not real happy with his team's press right now. Kind of felt like they were going through the motions. And, you know, if they're doing anything, you're getting some deflections, and they haven't been close to that yet tonight.
Levi Gilmore on for Oldham. He'll wear number 5, averaging 4 per game. As Cummins will float it in backcourt.
Gilmore not always thought of as a scorer, but I think more of a spark plug. See if they'll be a little more enthusiastic.
Cummins, high-low Gibson. Well orchestrated out of the dead ball. Will Gibson for 2. And Oldham will have 84 feet here on the inbound. And DeSales 7-0 flurry here to take a 9-4 lead. Green requesting a screen. Green left-hand dribble. Powell sets sights on a 3. And Cole had that ball ricochet off of Roush. It will belong to DeSales.
Right now for the Colonels, it's 1 shot and out. But unfortunately, they've only made 2 of those.
Green and Burgess accounting for Oldham's 4 points. Gibson in backcourt. Now bounces it across. There is Bischoff. Bischoff, little floater in the lane, partially blocked. But Gibson able to secure it for DeSales. Now Cole uncorks 1. Wide left. And Burgess back for the snare. Gilmore across the timeline. Oldham needs a basket here. Green for 3, and he got it. Max Green with his first 3 today and a 9-7 DeSales advantage. Gibson the trailer. Now we'll nudge it across as Cummins back to Gibson against Burgess. Took it right to him and put it in.
Well, he stuck that one right in Burgess's face and said, what are you going to do about it?
Gibson with 4, and possession retain Oldham underneath. Ambergy and Schleister in for Oldham as Powell and Roush will exit. Back to live action now, an 11-7 Oldham lead. Funneled inbound Burgess. Burgess back outside. There's a Schleister drive. Now Green with a ball fake. They're going to shade him right.
Right now, Oldham really only 2 proven scorers on the floor in Burgess and Green.
Burgess will operate opposite Gibson. Nice move, but well long on that shot. Ambergy backside rebound, and it wouldn't go in. And Gibson with a lasso for DeSales. 11-7 DeSales with a lead. 5 minutes gone by. Gibson for a deep 3, well short. And pinballed around, finally gathered up by Schleister of Oldham. There's Gilmore baseline, back to the trailer Burgess. A lot of contact and a give. Carter Bischoff for his first, as DeSales will send on senior Chris Bailey.
Right now, the DeSales size and physicality seems to be bothering Burgess. You know, looks like he's expected to be hit on every shot, and as a result, probably spent more time thinking about it.
Ambergy wide open baseline, hesitates, and now he's 0 for 2 from the floor as the rebound secured by Carr Cole. Now Carr Cole, pedal to the metal, back to the trailer Gibson, and around the horn right through Bailey. Too many passes on that sequence as Powell enters for Oldham.
Third turnover for the Colts, and quite frankly, all three of them been unforced. Little nonchalant, second game in 2 nights. Maybe that plays into it.
Not a lot of flow here in the first 5.5 minutes as Powell has it for Oldham. He's 0 for 1 from the floor, the Colonel's leading scorer. Now Green. Good grab by Gilmore in the corner. What are they trying to get done here in the half court?
You know, I really wish I knew, Chris. Right now they seem to be playing with no purpose.
And Bailey right in the passing lane. Carr Cole shades to the left and an acrobatic 2. Carr Cole with 7, Bailey with the dime, and DeSales by 6.
Well, you mentioned earlier there just doesn't seem to be any offensive flow.
Ambergy wouldn't go in after a great find from Powell, and Carr Cole securing it for DeSales.
It's about the third bunny that Oldham has not been able to finish.
And a hard drive and foul whistled on Ambergy. There you see the fast break as Bailey finds Carr Cole to the left, and now Carr Cole to the foul line for 2.
Well, that's one of the keys with Carr Cole. You don't want him to set up. You want to crowd him, force him to put the ball on the floor because he'd rather shoot the 3.
He's an 82% foul shooter. Knocks in the first one. When he's on, he is some kind of score, and we've seen that now for...
He is a very streaky shooter. Yes, he is.
2+ years, 15-7. DeSales with the lead. Schleister back to Ambergy, and finally gets the roll. Field goal for Ambergy, and that'll stem the tide at 15-9. Cummins back to the trailer, Gibson. Now Bailey, good pass, Carr Cole, corner 3. Pinballed rebound. Colonel's missed time to jump, but finally able to be gathered by Green. Schleister, a corner 3. And Ambergy, a strong backside rebound. Now Gilmore tries. Credit Ambergy for keeping that possession alive. And the 3 for Gilmore. So Oldham with 5 in succession. Cummins back to Bailey as we slide under a minute in the frame. Bailey drives for 2. His first field goal. Gilmore just hit a 3 from that same spot. There's that spark you talked about, Gary.
Very much so, and usually does it on the defensive end, but for tonight, he's knocked down 2 threes.
6 big points for Gilmore. It's now just a 2-point DeSales lead. Gilmore out opposite Carr Cole. Now Carr Cole going to dribble a while. Back in the corner, Cummins for a corner. Great extra pass by Blake Morgan that just checked in for the assist. And the 3 falls for DeSales. 2015 Colts by 5 after 1, and we're back after this on Glycod.com.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900. 502-225-9900 or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
5-point DeSales lead as we welcome you back to Buckner. A big three by Brady Cummins. And DeSales will have possession to start the second period.
Well, one of the things, Chris, we haven't seen is we felt like for Oldham to be successful, their size would play an importance. And if anything, Oldham's size has been negated by just the physicalness of DeSales.
Tyler Klein on the floor, former Oldham County Colonel. He'll be wearing number 15. He's got the ball now for DeSales, opposite Green. And Green nearly took it away. Bailey in the corner. And Oldham coach in a matchup zone. There's a Gibson three up top. And a post as Crew Gibson reins it in. So two big threes by DeSales. The lead now ballooned from 2 to 8. Schleister through contact and a DeSales foul. Two free throws for Schleister, the foul on Klein of DeSales. Schleister more known for his defense, not a reliable offensive threat, although he does have a season high of 16 earlier this year. And Roush back in for Oldham County's Ambergy. So Schleicher, 49% foul shooter, will have one more as the Colonels trailing by 8. And Burgess tapped it, but over to Crew Gibson of DeSales. So Oldham dry on those free throws. And here comes Cummins across to Bailey. Bailey through the double team. Bailey baseline blowing right by Burgess. Finds Cummins. Rolling is Morgan. Now Klein up top. Klein. Nice crafty move by Morgan. How about that? Wouldn't go in though, and Powell gathers the rebound. Green underneath for 2 as Burgess delivers. Burgess with 4. And the Colts will send on 3 players at the next whistle, and we've got a whistle. Backcourt foul on Oldham. How about that?
I thought, if anything, he was going to call a foul on the DeSales player, but because he looked like he cleared out with his offhand, but I think that took everybody by surprise.
It's Cooper Roush called for his first, team second, as the Colts send on 3 newbies. There's Will Gibson around the horn to Bischoff, 15-footer short. And Powell with a rebound. He's got to get his offense going for the Colonels to stay in this game. There's Powell top of the key. 15-footer, right ID, and Gibson vacuums in the Colt rebound. Carcole over to Gibson. Gibson a strong drive. How about that? Gibson with 6.
Gibson teaching Burgess a thing or two about how to play outside as a big man.
Under 6 minutes in this half. Burgess trying to answer and does.
Well, the Burgess says, well, I'll see you and raise you.
Well, if he gets the ball that deep, he's very difficult to defend. And a 6-point Oldham deficit. Cummins in backcourt. Now the outlet. Carcole perched at the 3-point line. Gibson. Great extra pass by Carcole, and Will Gibson, check that. That was Crew Gibson for the make.
We've seen that with their offense tonight. They take their bigs and step them out, and they do a great job rotating the ball.
Max Green uncorks one. And the answer for the Colonels, and Koiser Husen wants a timeout, and finally Bozak Smith sees him. So Max Green with a made 3. We will take a brief 30-second timeout. Be right back to Buckner on Glycod.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing. proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by Stinnett Plumbing. Reliable, friendly, trusted. Phone 502-690-3070 or go online to StinnettPlumbing.com.
Colts by 6 as we welcome you back to Buckner. Oldham calling their first timeout, and DeSales now negotiating a different type of pressure.
Oldham back man-to-man now, just slowly backing up and matching up on the half.
Now Roush applying some ball pressure up top. There's Gibson. Carcole, not much space there. Nice find underneath. And Bischoff with a crafty and one.
Just very well executed by the Colts. You know, Chris, this is one of the better passing teams I've seen all year. They do a really good job. They're patient with their offense. They throw great skip passes. Their bigs can pass the ball.
And Bischoff a steady hand, an 82% marksman at the foul line, and DeSales now by 9. And how about Carcole's passing, the development here in this first half? Yes, Green will handle it for Oldham around to Roush. Gilmore for a triple. He knew it the moment he released it. And DeSales with a rebound as Cummins out to Carcole. There's your Carcole of old, and a great pass and a foul as Gibson hacked.
Well, you know, one of the things we've seen, if you're just on the DeSales end of the floor, if you're open, you're going to get the ball. They do a great job making that extra pass for that better shot.
Gibson, both Will and Crew enrolled this time last year at Floyd Central in Indiana. Opted to seek elsewhere opportunity, and they're at least today playing quite well as that free throw in. Gibson now with 7. Will's got 7, Crew's got 8, and DeSales now by 10, their longest lead. Schleister on the bounce. And with Green on the bench, where do the points come from here?
Well, that's just it. You know, the bigs are going to have to contribute a lot more.
Burgess. Nice rebound, though, by Roush. He'll turn and shoot. That's not going to fall either. Burgess, all that length, and Gilmore able to bring it out. Now Schleister. Carcole with the theft, and Burgess being ridden up the floor, no call, and the Colonels get it back. Burgess, a strong drive for the basket. Burgess now with 8. DeSales by the same margin. Gilmore opposite Carcole. Nice reversal. 3 Cummins. And
great.
Will Gibson, a great pass.
Great pass, great back screen to free up the shooter. Very well coached, this DeSales bunch.
There's Gilmore up top, Roush. Burgess, baseline, here comes the double, and Bischoff got a piece.
Colonel's very fortunate there. When Burgess starts that dribbling in backwards, nothing good can happen. That usually means here trap, here trap.
Couple of subs, Bailey in for DeSales, Ambergy in as we see this great reversal. And Cummins underneath Gilmore for a corner 3, and he's got another one.
So Gilmore 3 out of 5 tonight from Treyland.
Gilmore with 9. And Oldham down 8, under 3. Gibson just blows right by Ambergy. No match, but the shot long, and Ambergy able to corral it on the backside.
Just not getting anything from Powell tonight.
Ambergy, Gibson sturdy as he doesn't offer it that head fake. Lots going on there in the corner, and there's the held ball indication. Arrow stays with Oldham.
Oldham fortunate, killed the dribble in the corner, and everybody stood.
Colonel possession. And Schleister will float it in. There's Powell off a curl, back to Schleister. Gilmore drives, and he got another one. Gilmore now with 10.
Gilmore, the Colonel's only savior right now.
Check that, Gilmore with 11. The 35-29 DeSales lead. Overplay, poked away, Powell down the hill, and Gibson prevents the basket but called for the foul. Well, perhaps Powell, this will get him going. The Colonel's leading score at 16 scoreless, but we'll strut the stripe for 2.
Well, not only that, Chris, if you'll think about it, this is the first free throw either one of Oldham's bigs has shot tonight. That tells you a little bit about the aggressiveness or lack of.
So Powell one more from the foul line. 23 points on Monday in the loss versus Covington Catholic. This is Oldham's third game in 6 days. DeSales has had a busy week as well. And very uncharacteristic of Powell as he missed them both. Now Gilmore simmering in the corner, followed by Ambergy and Gibson. A foul underneath on DeSales. So Ambergy to the line for 2, 77% foul shooter. Steer that one in. Second to last week of the regular season. Next week we'll wrap things up. Oldham in action on Tuesday at Highlands. We'll also take on Walton Verona on the road late next week. And Ambergy reduces the deficit to 4 as we slide under 2 minutes, second quarter. Carcole opposite Roush. Gibson cuts. Nice reversal, Bailey. Well done. Will Gibson from Crew Gibson.
You'd think they knew each other pretty well.
This group shows like they played a very daunting schedule. Ambergy drives, partially blocked by Gibson. Here comes Carcole. Down 6 are the Colonels. Cummins tries one. Brady Cummins has made 3 threes, and DeSales continues to have a lead of 9. There is Powell to the bucket in his first field goal. Bailey downhill for the DeSales Colts. Back to Gibson. He thought about a 3. Inches it in the post to Will. Back to Carcole. Out of control, Carcole. Sliding underneath was Ambergy.
Well, a little too much mustard on that one for Carcole. Got himself in trouble, buried on the baseline with nowhere to go, and then he made the Cardinals sin. He jumped in the air.
Hayden Burgess back on for Oldham. Colonels had an 8-point lead very early in the first quarter. And DeSales has not looked back as they now lead by 7. There's Schleister blowing by Bailey through Gibson, and that's a play on. And off the baseline, it will belong to DeSales.
They're letting them play, but, the Colonel's going to have to take advantage of it as well.
All the games we've seen this winter gotten the sense that the officials, for the most part, have allowed these kids to play.
We're seeing more and more of that. The 8th used to be a region where, they would call it pretty tight, but that's not the case, particularly tonight.
There's a bump by Roush. 6th team foul, so both teams now on the verge of 1-1. Is Levi Gilmore. He's been the story of this half for Oldham. 11 points off the bench. He'll re-enter for Roush. And Bailey floats it in backcourt to Carcole. Carcole working opposite Gilmore as DeSales will try to maximize the final 20 seconds of this first half. Gibson hands to Carcole. Now Carcole accelerates. There's the trailer. Great ball fake. Gilmore through contact, whether that was Carcole that was bumped, no call. Here comes Schlichter. And that's going to take us to half. DeSales, a very impressive first half, especially in their half-court offense. They lead Oldham 40-33 at the half. And we're back to Buckner after this on Glycod.com.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Waterson Trail in Louisville.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Metro Windows. Replace your old rotted windows today. Call Kyle at 502-550-1489. That's Metro Windows at 502-550-1489.
DeSales by 7 as we welcome you back to Buckner. Chris Labar, Gary Forrest, our producer, Dekevian Gass, Will Harper on camera. And DeSales in the half court been very impressive.
Very much so, Chris. Just taking a quick look at the shooting percentage. DeSales is 14 of 22 this first half. Very good shooting percentage. You know, sprinkled in there are some three-pointers, but what it is, I mentioned earlier, they may be the best passing team I've seen all year. And because they're such a good passing team, it leads to uncontested jump shots and wide open layups inside, and they're showing it.
Yeah, you see some of the highlights there. Unofficially, DeSales 7 made threes in this half. And balance as well, Will Gibson and Rico Carcole. Brady Cummins all with 9. Then you've got Crew Gibson with 8, Carter Bischoff 3, and Chris Bailey with 2. And back at the other end for the Colonels, Max Green, a very hot start with 8, and Hayden Burgess also with 8.
Well, you know, Oldham's big three are going to have to carry them. Luckily, they've had some help off the bench, or this hole that they're in right now of 7 could be far greater.
So 8 points for Green, 8 points for Burgess. But the story about Levi Gilmore, 11 off the bench.
Gilmore right now is Keppel minute. And, you know, one of the things to keep harping about DeSales that you see out of this bunch, you don't normally see, they use their big men as pressure releases, and they're not stiffs, if you will. They're the ones responsible for a lot of the nice passes. They make that one extra pass. They keep their head up. And Oldham's bigs they look like they're really not sure how they want to play them.
Well, we made the comment a couple times in the first half. Just doesn't seem like the Colonels are very intense, maybe not ready to play today.
Well, I think what happens when you've got a team that spaces well, it shows flaws. And, right now, this first half, a lot of Oldham's flaws have been shown early. So hopefully they can come out. They started well, but it just kind of has gone downhill. Lethargic, maybe, is the term.
Well, Sam Powell only with 2, averages 16. Certainly he's got to be a focal point, get his points in the second half.
Very much so. I mean, it's not like he's in foul trouble. Coach is taking him out a couple of times, trying to get him jump-started, and for whatever the case, very uncharacteristic. Late in the half, he misses 2 free throws. And, that's just not the Sam Powell we're used to seeing.
Well, if you're a licensed, experienced plumber and are looking for an opportunity, Stinnett Plumbing is hiring. You can call 502-690-3070. That's Stinnett Plumbing. Halftime here, DeSales by 7. Back to Buckner in a moment on Glycod.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
DeSales by 7 as we welcome you back to Buckner. Let's talk adjustments here in this second half. First for the Colonels.
Well, good question. I've been sitting here at halftime kind of wondering myself, and, it's more of a scratch your head sort of thing. Oldham's got to pick it up. We use the word lethargic, and that's kind of what they've been both defensively and offensively. And this DeSales group, we mentioned before the game, they're mentally tough.
they come out of Louisville, they play a tough schedule, and I don't think they've let Oldham intimidate them one bit from the beginning. Offensively, Oldham's, inside's presence got to give them more, and they got to get Powell on track. So you go down a litany on the list of checks and stuff, and even with Green with 8 points, they've got to get more from him as well.
Green 6 points in the first quarter. And he and Levi Gilmore leading the scoring for Oldham as the DeSales Colts under 500 coming in, but that record clearly not indicative of the type of team they are as they lead by 7.
Well, I just sometimes wonder, kids a lot of times they will look at the team they're playing, and the first thing they do, they look at their record. And as we mentioned before, that's a trap to fall in if you're not careful. 11-12, you say, well, they're not very good. Yeah, they are, and they're showing it tonight.
You look back at their schedule, lose 2 games to Mail, 1 to PRP by 1, lose at Western by 3. Fern Creek beat them in 3 overtimes. And the Colts now +7 to start this second half. And a dead ball as I believe the clock to our left not matching up, and that will be rectified, we think. Issue at the scores table, and it will be DeSales ball side court. 2-3 zone, Carcole over to Cummins. Nice skip, Bischoff, good nudge in the corner, Gibson, and they passed that ball so well. Everything but the basket as a rebound gobbled up by Burgess. We'll see what the Colonels can do with their first trip up the hill. There's Green, pull-up jumper. He's very smooth, is Max Green. He's got 10. 2 Colonels now in double figures.
Colonel's in that 2-3 now. Let's see if they can get some deflections. I mean, the passes are too easy. Yes, they're a good passing team, but you got to get up in the passing lanes.
Carcole and Cummins parallel with one another. A deep 3 for Carcole.
Well, we know the book.
He's got 12. That's at least 8 threes by DeSales in this game, and they lead by 8. Lob pass Powell. Reverse layup in, and Green on both ends with a basket and an assist.
But the good thing, and there's the bad thing, they swap it out 3s for 2s, and that'll get you beat.
Now perhaps that basket will get Powell going. 6-point Colonel deficit. Now Gibson, that shot long, that was Will Gibson. And here is Green for Oldham. Strong drive off the glass, and the rebound secured by Gibson.
No rebound by the Colonels.
Carcole will handle. Inside the lane, Bischoff. Poke back out to Carcole from Cummins, and ill-advised 3, but he draws contact and will head to the line.
I like the Colonel's body language. I look out there, I see 4, actually all 5 of the players. We just started the second half. They've all got their hands on their hips. That's not usually a good thing this early.
Well, Burgess, all that length coming out and fouling Carcole on a 3.
And Burgess, IQ-wise, very intelligent kid, but, careful what you sometimes measure IQ and basketball IQ. They're not always the same.
Carcole with 14. He's got 5 quick points. He scores points very quickly when he's going well. He is instant offense. And there's Burgess back for the rebound. Plenty of time left in this game, but the Colonels trending downward, down 8. Burgess flashing. Nice catch, and Burgess put it in. A great pass, feeding the post by Roush. So Burgess now with 10. That'll reduce the deficit to a half dozen. Gibson tries a deep 3. It'll be steered long. But back out to Carr Cole, and wide open is Will Gibson.
Second attempt. Come back to haunt the Colonels again.
Schleister just inside a half court. There's Green.
As we have no one for the Colonels working to the strong side block.
Burgess underneath, splits the double for 2. So Burgess now with 12. It's a Colonel timeout. A 30-second timeout, and we'll keep things right. Here's the lead now sliced to 6, and Burgess scary going to work.
Well, the sad thing about it is, Chris, the Colonels down 8 at halftime. They come out, they're 4 out of 5 shots, and they've only gained 2 points. You know, because defensively, that's the area that needs tightening up. You know, they've given up, 20 points each the first 2 quarters, and at this level, I don't think they can sustain it on the offensive end.
Well, Burgess certainly becoming a factor in this game. 6 points in this half already.
But, sad thing is I look and I still see people standing, even the last time. One person shooting, you've got 4 others kind of standing, and that'll get you in trouble. Coach Sir Houston, he's tried the full court pressure. He's backed it up. They've gone from man. Now they're in a zone, and they've got to locate shooters. And the thing about it is with DeSales, you have to pick your poison.
Colonels now will extend the press up a bit. Just over 5 minutes in the third. DeSales has led this game since middle portion first quarter. Led by 7 at half. Gibson driving. Carr Cole, a deep one. Everything but basket. Gibson puts it up off the mark. And out of bounds, it will belong to DeSales.
Well, when they miss them, they get the rebound. In this case, they get the ball out of bounds. Colonels cannot just stop them one time.
DeSales with a dead ball rebound as Bishop will nudge it in the corner to Gibson. There's Carr Cole up top. Will Gibson, an exemplary passer, as he'll skip it from side to side. Now Carr Cole has it. That will draw Schleister out on him. There's the double. Cummins perched for 3. He's missed 2 now this quarter from 3, and it's back tapped out off of Crew Gibson. Possession Oldham.
Chance for the Colonels to whittle this down some.
Look up at the scoreboard, only down 6. It seems greater than that,
It
though,
really does.
with the trend and trajectory in this game. Powell, high left, now Green. Roush in the corner. There's Powell. He'll try his sights on a 3. Ambergy physical on the backside and gobbled up. That was Cummins with the theft. Over now, Carr Cole. And Carr Cole wishes he had that pass back, but Oldham can't hang on to the loose ball.
That's the whole thing. Now that it seems like DeSales missing some shots, they're coming up with the offensive rebound time and time again.
Here comes Levi Gilmore. You wonder when he would come back in, and he's in at the 3:48 mark of the third. 11 first half points for the reserve Gilmore. And DeSales inbounding. Gibson, a nice catch, and I think Roush, wrong place, wrong time in the foul.
Well, when you're trying to stop a 6'6" player from getting the ball, you don't wait till he's in the air. The damage has been done.
Crew Gibson for 2. 58% foul shooter. Gibson now with 9. Free throw up and in again. Colts with a lot of balanced. 4 players between 8 and 13 points, and they lead by 8. There's Gilmore. And Roush finding Ambergy in the corner. There's Burgess. Burgess working on Gibson, and what do we have here? A travel before the foul. Chris Bailey is in for DeSales. He gave the Colts a lift as Cummins will exit. And Carr Cole working against Roush. Gibson near wing. And nice overplay. That's Max Green creating the turnover for Oldham. Over now, Gilmore. Burgess cuts, and he is bumped and fouled by Will Gibson. First team foul on DeSales this half, second on Gibson. One foul. And deflected out possession. Bozak Smith said it's DeSales' ball and he might be overruled.
Call overruled by the outside official.
Here comes Sam Powell for Oldham, so Colonels catch a break and they'll have possession.
Well, this is about Powell's fourth jump shot opportunity.
Burgess underneath through contact and deflects off the baseline. And it will be Oldham ball again.
You know, Powell's going to have to get something going. They've had him in and out, and it just doesn't seem to be going.
There's Burgess back to Powell up top. Green with a great ball fake, freed for a three. And the rebound secured by Gibson of DeSales. Over now to Bischoff. 2:24 in this third quarter. Carcole veering left. Back to the trailer. Bailey!
Once again, it's the pass that made the shot. Give Carcole credit.
So Bailey with 4 and Carcole, his imprint all over this game as DeSales now matches their longest lead at 10. Gilmore, and it's stolen away by Bischoff.
Cardinals send baseline pass, not real effective.
Bischoff veering his way inside the teeth of that defense. And it's Oldham ball. Apparently that ball ricocheted off of Bischoff. Damian Anderson, far corners, you see, trying to receive explanation from one of the officials. And credit DeSales, this game originally scheduled last week with the Ronald McDonald Classic. Snow occurred, of course, and the Colts wanted to be a part of this, so both teams adjusted things and played 7 days later.
Well, you would think you'd be hitting them at a good time. Green on a pull-up jumper. They just played a big rival, got a win last night at St. X. Yet they've come out tonight and they're ready.
Green now with 12. As Carcole zigzagging his way into half court. Gibson not ready for that low pass. And Powell down the hill for Oldham. Ambergy explodes, but it wouldn't go in, and there's Burgess for the cleanup. And a DeSales timeout. We will take a break. 1:15 in the third. Colts by 6 on Glycod.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by Stinnett Plumbing. Reliable, friendly, trusted. Phone 502-690-3070 or go online to StinnettPlumbing.com.
DeSales by 6 as we welcome you back to Buckner. 1:15 left in this third quarter.
You know, good timeout, Chris, by Coach Anderson. Colonel's making a little run, cut this lead down to 6.
Look at our upcoming broadcast schedule. Coach and I back on the air Thursday in Crestwood, North Oldham, and South Oldham, rather a North Bullitt and South Oldham in the district tournament in less than 2 weeks. Getting close to postseason basketball here on Glycod.com.
Colonel's back 2-2-1. Haven't seen this since the first half. Let's see if they get a little more mileage out of it.
Carcole around to Bischoff.
Bischoff's sort of been held in check. He's their leading scorer. There's
and
a turnover.
But then he flips it back in play right to Bischoff. Gibson the trailer. Blake Morgan is on. He'll have it far corner for DeSales. So we tiptoe under a minute now in this third. Bischoff baseline blocked out of there. It's Max Green with a rejection. Skip pass in the corner. Gilmore. Powell freed up for a three. Got it. And Gilmore the extra pass. Only a 3-point Colonel deficit. Gibson foul line. Back now Morgan.
I think
There's
you need
Carr Cole.
Keep an eye on Bischoff.
.12 seconds in the third, and Ambergy just took it away from Carr Cole. And the punctuation. A big turn of events as Gibson will close the frame. Ambergy ducking his way to the fourth on Glycon.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycon.
Luke Ambergy, a huge play to close the third quarter, and Carr Cole really wasn't expecting him.
No, very much so. As a matter of fact, Chris, with 30 seconds to go, Colonel's down 7 and forced 3 straight turnovers. And as you mentioned, Ambergy with a big momentum swing. Not only does he make the steal, he flushes one to end the quarter. So let's see if that's enough to jar the Colonels. Looking at the stats, one thing we do notice, DeSales hasn't shot the ball as well this half, and they've already equaled their first half in turnovers.
Colonel possession in backcourt, looking for their first lead since middle portion, first quarter. Releasing is Burgess. Now diagonal to Powell. 8-footer. Got it!
Good time for Powell to come alive.
Great pass by Burgess as well, and Oldham by 1 and a teeter-totter.
First lead for the Colonels since the beginning of the game.
There is Cummins for DeSales. He had 9 first-half points, yet to scratch in the second half. The double, and Powell rips it away. And an astute foul by Cummins to preserve an easy basket. That's one of those clear path fouls.
Really, and you know, you could almost make a case for an intentional foul, but he was clever enough to not to grab the guy and hold him.
So the Colonels will trigger it in at side court. Momentum in favor of Oldham now as they have a 1-point lead and possession. Powell wide open for a 3. How did that happen? And the rebound secured by Gibson of DeSales. And Gilmore will shadow him. Gilmore getting handsy up top. And Cummins backcourt, there you go. That sneaker right behind half court. And it's Oldham ball.
Well, the problem with the DeSales there, there 2 other better ball handlers never touched it. I think Cummins might be the third option, and that's kind of why it showed right there.
Ambergy floating to Green as Green opposite Bailey.
Bailey really quick.
Powell starting to feel it. Elbow J, fade away. And Ambergy a physical recycle for Oldham. Burgess going to work opposite Gibson. And he'll strut the stripe. Foul on Will Gibson.
Different Oldham team this last minute and a half. Go figure.
Well, Ambergy's big play to close the third quarter.
Yep.
Huge turn of events. And Burgess, he's been very reliable in this half now with 7 points. And Oldham by 2.
Bischoff, after an extended rest on the bench, and he's their leading scorer. Really, tonight has just been about average. You always are afraid those type of guys will come alive.
Burgess knocks one in. Bischoff averages 15. He's got but 3 tonight.
Yep.
And it's a 54-51 Oldham lead. Now Gibson navigating his way in the corner. He'll throw it to his older brother, Crew.
I think DeSales has gotten away from things from the first half when they had Bischoff handling the ball.
Gibson perched for a deep 3. Ties the game.
And as soon as I say that, he buries a 3.
Will Gibson now with 14. There's Gilmore in the corner. Post entry kiss for Burgess. Oldham by 2. Under 6. Gilmore in the corner. Burgess gave him the baseline and an and one on the docket.
Bodies fly. Ambergy, a great job of coming over, but the official ruled a little late.
And Will Gibson ailing as he's aided up by his teammates. Took the brunt of that contact underneath, but he will stay on and shoot a free throw.
Yeah, both of them will feel that later on tonight. I don't care how young they are.
So Gibson for a free throw. Now the 3 officials underneath. See if we can get another look at that replay. And a lot of activity.
I think he was just a millisecond too late getting set defensively. And he was set under the basket. At the high school level, we don't have the little crown, but I don't think he would have been outside of it.
So Gibson season high at 22 at PRP in the 1-point loss, and he's well on his way to contesting that. 16 now unofficially. And Gibson will get a much needed rest as he'll exit the vicinity.
Green better be careful with the ball.
Blake Morgan.
Really good defender on him.
Blake Morgan in for DeSales. Here's Green, all that dribbling, backdoor cut, Ambergy to the foul line for 2.
Well, Ambergy's got to know when to try to dunk and when not. When you're in a crowd, just finish. That's the key. Instead of shooting for a 3-point play, going to have to make 2 the hard way.
Ambergy's only 6 points, but he has done some good things, some timely rebounds.
Well, he is the one of the few that's been aggressive by nature.
That's been his most consistent trait throughout the games we've seen, is his aggressive nature.
Yep.
Relentless motor.
Well, Coach Zerhusen, talking about him before the game tonight, talked about how he really felt like they were getting a lot of good little things out of him.
And Ambergy gives Oldham the lead. Carcole through hand fighting by Roush, able to retrieve the pass. And the outlet is Crew Gibson. Bailey, extra pass Morgan. Oh my, a lot of contact. There's Carcole able to, he was shielded on that pass.
Well, that's Ambergy flying back and forth. He went for one pass, hit the floor, back up, almost got the second.
Carcole, here comes the double. Nifty nudge Bischoff. Crew Gibson in the corner. Bailey was wide open on the cut to the basket. There's Carcole with it.
Got the other Gibson's been out for an extended period of time.
There's Crew Gibson for an and one.
And this is second one back to back, for Crew. And
fourth team Oldham foul first whistled on Gilmore as DeSales takes the lead. So Colonel possession.
That's something I don't think you would see too often out of Gibson, an air ball trying to finish up that three-point play.
First one of those we've seen this year. There's Green for a three on the run, got the rebound.
Wow, and got hammered after he got the rebound.
There's Crew Gibson, a nice Euro step for two, and an Oldham timeout. Boys are using wanting a call at this end.
Well, you know, the disappointing thing from the coaching standpoint is he got hammered in the process of shooting. You know, you're taking points off the board in that case.
Green in backcourt will weave his way.
Burkett with an extended stay.
And there's Burgess getting plucked off the bench. He will come in at the next whistle. Green on the run, no foul, rebound. And he's fouled by one of the Gibsons, both of whom contest the call. It's the fourth on Will Gibson, team fifth. Powell with 7 second-half points. He's now 0 of 3 from the foul line. There's Ambergy sweating profusely as he trots off the floor.
Really gave him a lot of good minutes. I think suffering the effects when he dove out of bounds and rolled against the bleachers.
And there's Powell netting.
You got to make free throws. At this point of the game, they're rally stoppers.
2 points.
Colonel's backed it up 2-2-1 now on the half.
First to 60 belongs to DeSales as they lead by 2. Under 4 left. Carr Cole. Crew Gibson inside the lane. A strong drive with that left, and he's left-handed, and he put it in.
Well, I thought Powell did a poor job then. Positioned himself. Could have maybe got the charge.
Powell with the answer with the left.
Well, and here's see you and I'll raise you.
So Oldham with the answer. It's extended to a full timeout. We'll be right back on Glycod.com.
Range Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
DeSales by 2 as we welcome you back to Buckner. 3:42 in the fourth quarter. Houston getting his team's attention at the timeout.
Really spending a lot of time. Everything on defense right now. You know, he's employing his kids to play hard, but to play smart. You know, you negate everything when you gamble and you give up easy shots as a result. That's what he was talking to him about. You know, quit gambling so much, you're giving up easy buckets.
Possession will belong to DeSales, length of the floor. It's been a great ball game. DeSales led by 5 after 1 by 7 at half. We were tied entering the fourth.
You know, I give the Colonels credit for coming back because it almost looked like it was just one of those, well, you know, we'll pack it in. We're just not going to play well tonight. But they've got themselves back in it. Let's see if they can continue to play well.
Carr Cole floats it across. Carr Cole been quiet.
Well, they put him on the ball, Chris. And that's why I thought they might put Bischoff back on the ball.
Gibson underneath, would muscle in, tries again for the basket, and Will Gibson, a big putback.
Well, the Gibsons are the ones that have taken over here as of late.
4-point. Colonel deficit, big trip up the hill, Schleister for 3.
Nope.
Roush, got it! Cooper Roush, his first field goal on the stick back.
Very appropriate timing here.
Carr Cole with space. Gibson follows, backside and an and one, and that's Will Gibson.
Well, once again, you got two colonels standing and watching, and the Gibson brothers are playing ping pong, and that's not a very good thing. And Coach Sir Houston sees the same thing, and he just brings his biggest kid, 6'8" player out and says, can't have that.
So Ambergy back on as Gibson's free throw long. And the Colonels now trail by 4. Gibson trying to signal Roush over. Oh my, Bischoff pokes it in back court. And an unforced turnover, cutting Carcole, but blocked out by Ambergy.
Colonels caught a break.
Now Schlichter, and he threw it away again. Bischoff down the hill and a clever basket. Yeah. Jumped the passing lane twice, did Bischoff. And the Colts now by 6. Powell underneath. This is a big drive here for Oldham. Big sequence. Nifty basket for Powell and an Oldham timeout as Powell was able to get underneath the defender. And a full timeout. 4-point DeSales lead, 1:56 on the clock. Back to Buckner after this on Glycon.
You're tuned into Oldham High School's basketball on Glycon.
Colonels with one timeout remaining as we see the Carcole miss shot, but the Gibson put back some timely offensive rebounds.
That's been the killer of this half. They haven't shot the ball near as well, but when they don't, then they get the rebound and stick it back in. So, give DeSales credit. They found other ways this second half to keep this lead.
It's Bischoff jumping the passing lane there for a big basket. It will be Colt basketball. Both teams 5 team fouls. You see the timeouts remaining at the bottom of your screen. Arrow in favor of DeSales.
The scary thing late in the game is to get lackadaisical with passes, particularly out front. And DeSales, as you mentioned earlier, Chris, they've measured Oldham the last 2 times, side-to-side passes. Oldham getting a little complacent, and you usually pay the price for those.
DeSales, a 68% free throw shooting team. Oldham at 65. Perhaps that will come into play here.
Yeah, they've kind of left the door open at the free throw line, or this thing could be a 10-point game after Oldham went up.
Carcole and Gibson bring it across, or a tip to. Carcole in the corner to Bailey. And nice overplay by Ambergy, but the ball finds Carcole. He coughs it up, and Gibson able to lasso it for DeSales. Bailey in the corner.
So I think you let Bailey shoot. But the clock is your enemy right now.
There is Carcole. Floating Gibson in the corner. Poked away and stolen. That was Green that got a hand on it. And the Colonels down a 2-possession game with possession. Woven to Ambergy, and he throws it away, or did he? It was deflected off of Bischoff. Gilmore back on, and Burgess will enter as well for Oldham. Ambergy and Schlichter exit. With 1:10 in the 4th. Gilmore extra pass, Roush, deflected to Powell.
Oh, Powell.
Stolen away by Bischoff. We could see this coming from up top.
Sure could.
And here comes Carcole into forecourt. Bailey back in the corner, and now we're under a minute. Colonels with a foul to give. Carcole, a strong drive, didn't need it. Damian Anderson knows he didn't need it. Bischoff with another steal, Gary, and he finds Carcole to miss the layup. And it's out of bounds to DeSales.
Well, the nonchalant has come back to hurt the Colonels. They've made 3 turnovers in the last 4 possessions, and all on lazy passes.
Carter Bischoff with 3 outstanding defensive
Just clever.
plays.
Baited them.
But Oldham can't hang on to the loose ball, and it's DeSales again with the possession, and they've still got a foul. They've got a foul to give. 5 team fouls for Oldham. And Green finally fouls at 29.9. That's only 6 team fouls. So one would suspect we'll have another foul very soon. DeSales will call timeout. And we will keep things right here as the Colts now have to inbound possession here in what is a 4-point DeSales lead. You look down at their free throw shooters. Bischoff and Cole both 82%. Cummins at 89%. So the Colonels back in action on Tuesday. Trip up 71 to take on Fort Thomas Highlands, and DeSales will host Bullitt East on Tuesday. As the Colts trying to hang on this afternoon at the Ronald McDonald Classic at Oldham County High School in Buckner.
Well, right at 30 seconds to go. Next foul will put the Colts on the lines. Colonels can't be too selective. Right now, what you've got to do is you've got to try to make a steal, and if you don't get a steal, you've got to foul. And you've got to put them on the line, so you want to be selective of who you want to put on the line. You got to know those things. DeSales has left the door just a little bit open with their poor free throw shooting up until this point.
There you see our upcoming schedule on Glycod. Coach and I back on the air Thursday in Crestwood. Then the district tournament begins on Tuesday, the 22nd. We'll have 18 games in some 20 days coming up here in a couple of weeks on Glycod. Best time of the year for high school basketball. DeSales will inbound, and Gibson finds Cole, and he'll weave his way and draw the Colonel's 7th team foul.
Not probably the guy you wanted to shoot, but at the same time, I think one is probably just because of his lack of time tonight. But you don't always get what you want. You don't want to foul Bischoff, and the Gibsons have shown they've been on and off. But right now, what the Colonels have to do, you don't have to necessarily shoot a 3, but you do have to score quickly.
Bischoff only with 3 points. He's been a huge difference maker in this game, though, on the defensive end. Cole for a front end.
See, they keep leaving the door open. Now let's get a bucket.
And Green will drive for Oldham. Again, the Colonels one timeout. Roush for a 3. How about that? Roush with his 5th point and an Oldham timeout. Their last timeout with 18.5. And Cooper Roush, a timely 3. As Bischoff jumps the passing lane there on that replay, but Roush, a huge 3.
We got Ambergy back in the game. You know, defensively, he's been a big reason for the run that got the Colonels back in it. So let's see, with 18.5, if the Colonels can't turn something up. And remember, once again, DeSales has fouls to waste.
Yeah, they sure do. Only 5 team fouls for the Colts. But Oldham County trying to find a way to win this game, although it has certainly been an uphill battle, trailed for much of this game. It will be DeSales basketball here out of the dead ball.
You know, Chris, in watching the whole game, it seems as if the Colonels have never really had the lead. And granted, it wasn't very long, you know, but it just seems like for the whole game, it's been DeSales' game to give back.
The Colts are going to have to, the Colts are going to have to make free throws, one would suspect. How much time elapses before you give the foul, Gary, at 18.5?
Well, once again, I think you got to do it pretty quick. You're in special situations now. You can't let it get down too much. And I would foul one once again. I'd almost bait him. I'd stand behind him. I'd front the rest of them. Colonels are going to have a man on the ball. But
DeSales will inbound. That is Gibson, runs baseline.
Oh, my goodness.
And nearly stolen
I tell
back.
you, that's the most dangerous pass you can throw, right back toward your opponent's basket. And Roush was a millisecond from making that steal.
So Crew Gibson will have 1 and 1, a 58% foul shooter.
Well, here's your scenario here, Chris. You know, if he makes one, you're still at a 2-point game. And the Colonels can either play for the tie or go. But the DeSales, on the other hand, they can waste a foul.
And a big one there.
Okay. So now we're at a bucket, but even if he makes it, the Colonels still win. The Colonels have a chance to tie it with a 3. So 2-point spread right now.
Lots left on the table this afternoon. Gibson again from the line. Roush with a rebound. Over now to Green again. Oldham without a timeout. There's the trailer, Powell. Powell's going to drive, and that's a great call as Will Gibson was waiting for him underneath.
It really is. It isn't the first guy. It's the second guy. He had gotten by his defender, but he did the proverbial broad jump instead of hitting on 2 and going straight up. What a smart play on behalf of the second Gibson.
So DeSales calls timeout. They've got 2 remaining as Will Gibson slid underneath. And DeSales still, though, not out of the woods. They've still got to make a free throw with 8.8 left. Although Oldham now will be sending DeSales to the line for 2 as the Colts now, or rather Colonels, 9 team fouls.
Now you got a spot baseline here. Have to go the length of the floor. So what you're going to do if you're the Colonels, you're going to have to either go steal or make the foul.
So DeSales, 1 of their last 3 from the foul line. Carr Cole missed a front end, then Gibson made 1 of 2. And of all the 5 on the floor, consistent, you would have the most faith in Bischoff, I would assume.
Bischoff is not probably the guy, if you're the Colonels, you want to get fouled because he's been down this road. I still think 1, but, you know, he hasn't been an afterthought. So you're going to have to go for the steal, make the foul. If you make the foul, you hope they either miss the front because the next one's going to be double bonus.
So DeSales inbounds again, length of the floor. Colts with 1 timeout left.
Okay, we got Cummins back in the game as well. Maybe Cummins. Whoa.
Contact in the corner.
Oh, my
floated
goodness.
Back at 5. Oldham with a chance to win the game. Green for a 3. Burgess blocked by Gibson, and DeSales will hang on. That was Will Gibson with the block.
Green, I'm not sure, was aware that he had a little more time.
See if we can get a replay of this here in the last final seconds, but Will Gibson, a huge block shot, and DeSales will hang on and win this game 70-68. Final score, DeSales by 2. We'll be right back on Glycod.com.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, crestwoodcoinlaundryky.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Watts Home Center. Whether it's building, restoring, or improving your home, visit the experts at Watts. 2350 Commerce Parkway in LaGrange. Watts Home Center. Design that feels like home.
DeSales hangs on as we welcome you back to Oldham County High School 70-68, and a lot of activity in the last segment of the game. Oldham County could not connect from three, and perhaps maybe a shot just a little too soon.
Well, you know, with a lot of things that are going on, they forced the turnover, the ball gets battled around, hits around half court, and, you know, maybe there was a second, maybe two to get a little closer. And even then, the Colonels had a shot, got the offensive rebound, put it back up to have it blocked. Two-shot foul would have put them on the line, maybe to tie the game. If it would have been a bonus, no bonus at the time, the game would have ended that way. So maybe poetic justice for DeSales. They had it, they let it slip away, and they got it back right here at the end.
Will Gibson, a huge block shot of Hayden Burgess in the final segment. The horn sounds. DeSales wins by 2. Colts now at 12-12. Oldham falls to 16-7. Now for a final rundown of your scoring. Will Gibson leading DeSales with 20. Crew Gibson unofficially 17. Rico Carcole with 14. Brady Cummins 9. 4 points for Chris Bailey and 3 for Carter Bischoff. For Oldham, Ballot scoring Sam Powell with 14, but it was Hayden Burgess with 18 that led the Colonels today. Max Green with 12. Levi Gilmore chips in 11. 8 points for Luke Ambergy and a 70-68 Oldham County deficit. Colonels did some good things, though. Luke Ambergy, I felt like, gave him a lift at times, and Levi Gilmore, 11 first-half points.
Very much so. You know, you got unexpected good moments out of guys that come off the bench, or sometimes their playing time is limited. You know, give the Colonels credit. It would have been real easy just to say things aren't going well. I mean, it seemed like they were behind the ball, pushing it all night long. And finally they hit that little surge that got them the lead. And give DeSales credit. They get the lead, and DeSales matched them shot for shot the next 3 possessions, and then the turnovers. 3 straight turnovers that led to points for DeSales. And that gave them, and once again, DeSales left the door open by missing free throws.
Colts hang on by 2. The most outstanding player on the way from Glycod.com.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900 or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Back live here at Oldham County High School. Chris LeBar along with Gary Forrest. Final score DeSales by 2 now for our most outstanding player, presented in part by champion Chevrolet Buick GMC. Who are we going with, Coach?
Well, Chris, for DeSales, I really like the big Gibson, the bigger of the two. I think 17 points, smart, great passer. Even when their leading scorer wasn't getting things done, the rest of the team picked up the slack and stuff. So I really thought he did a good job for DeSales.
And for Oldham, Levi Gilmore, a nice first half.
Really, I think without Gilmore's double figures the first half, the Colonels might have been buried to the point where they would have never gotten themselves back into the game. So Gilmore comes off the bench, gives them the spark when it was truly needed.
So the Colonels fall by 2 now. They'll have a couple of days off, back in action Tuesday at Highlands. And big win against Collins a couple of weeks ago, but certainly you feel like maybe there's some chinks in the armor as the postseason gets closer.
Well, we've kind of seen that out of the Colonels this year. You see them one game and they look really, really good, and then the next game it's like, a little different here. So they've been a little inconsistent, and usually by this time of the year you want to be playing your best. So hopefully this last week, and they don't play any slouches,
right?
They're going to have to get things going and right before that district match down at South on their floor.
It'll be on the 22nd, and again, Oldham back in action on Tuesday. We're on the air Thursday. North Bullitt at South Oldham. Pregame starts at 7. Thanks to Steve Bird, our Glycod executive producer, Will Harper, our on-camera operator, Takivian Gauss, our on-site producer. For Gary Forrest, I'm Chris LeBar. Good night from Oldham County High School in Buckner. You've been watching Glycod.com.
From Glycod This has been Oldham High School's basketball. Tonight's game was brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, making people comfortable. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Agent Leslie Gilley, Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, Roy's Body and Glass Shop, and by Lawson Financial.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.
It scares me.